Welcome back, children. This is your Manashri ma'am taking your physics class topic Light and Shadow part 2. In my first part, I have discussed about luminous bodies, non-luminous bodies. Okay, you remember? Luminous bodies are those bodies which emit their own light. Non-luminous bodies are those bodies Non-luminous bodies are those bodies which do not emit any light of their own but become visible when light from the luminous bodies fall on them. Then you have learnt about transparent objects. Transparent objects, and these are bodies which allow light to pass through them completely. Then you also learnt about translucent bodies or objects. Translucent bodies or objects are those objects which allow light to pass through them partially. Then today we will be learning about opaque objects. Opaque objects or opaque bodies are those objects which do not allow light to pass through them at all. Opaque objects or bodies do not allow light to pass through them at all. Okay, the examples are your stone, your table, your chair. Okay, so these are opaque objects which do not allow any light to pass through them. Now we will learn about some more important terms, that is point source of light. Point source of point source of light. Now what is this point source of light? The light ray or a point of source of light is obtained either by placing a screen having a fine hole in front of a luminous body. Suppose for example you have a burning candle. Okay, this is a burning candle, this is a luminous body. Now in front of it, if you place say a piece of black chart paper with a small hole in it, then this becomes a point source of light. Now you from the other side, if you are standing here, now you can see a point source of light. Okay, so a point source of light is obtained either by placing a screen having a fine hole in front of the luminous body. Okay, so that is the point source of light. Then you have a ray of light. Ray of light. A ray of light that travels in any one direction in a straight line is called a ray of light. Ray of light is light that travels in any one direction in a straight line is called ray of light. Okay, it is represented by a straight line with a arrow. This is called a ray of light. This is represented, ray of light is represented in this manner. Okay. Now we will learn about beam of light. Beam of light, group of light rays coming from a source of light or from a luminous body is called a beam of light. Okay, group of a group of light rays given out by a source of light is called a beam of light. Called a beam of light. Now beam of light is of three types. Okay, beam of light is three types. What are they? Parallel beam, a parallel beam of light, a divergent beam of light, and a convergent beam of light. Okay, now let me show you some diagrams related to this. Okay, now parallel beam of light. Parallel beam of light consists of parallel light rays which are coming from a distant light source, from a light source which is a very far distance. So that such a beam of light consists of light rays which are parallel to each other. That is called a parallel beam of light, like this. Okay, so light rays which are coming from a source of light which is very far off. Those light rays are like this, parallel to each other, and they are called parallel beam of light. Now, this is called parallel beam of light. Okay, see, can you see? Parallel beam of light. Okay, now second one is a divergent beam of light. That is light rays coming from a point source of light. This is a point source of light. Light rays which come from a point source of light at a finite distance. These need not be very far off. It has to be at a finite distance, spread out in this manner. So from this point source of light, the light rays, when they are coming, they spread out in this manner. So that is called divergent beam of light. Okay, this is a parallel beam of light. Okay, then convergent beam of light. Convergent beam of light is when light rays are coming and meeting at a point or coming towards a point. So these all light rays are going towards this point. So that's the convergent beam of light. Okay, these all light rays are coming towards this point, towards one point. Then that is called convergent beam of light. Clear, children? So we have learned a ray of light which passes in only one direction in a straight line is called ray of light. Beam of light, a group of light rays pursuing a beam of light. Now beam of light is of three types. Parallel beam, okay, parallel beam, divergent beam, convergent beam. Now with the help of a diagram I have shown you, this is the parallel beam, this is the divergent beam, and this is the convergent beam. Is it clear, children? Yes, can you see clearly? The diagram shows parallel beam of light, divergent beam of light, and convergent beam of light. Okay, then the next topic is rectilinear propagation of light. Rectilinear propagation of light. Now, what does this mean? Light travels in a straight line. Whenever light travels, it travels in a straight line. It stops traveling if there is an object kept in its path, if there is an obstruction kept in its path. Light does not change its direction. Suppose an obstruction comes, we take a turn and we proceed further. But light will not take a turn. It will always travel in one direction, that is, and it always travels in a straight line. So, rectilinear propagation of light means light does not change its direction. When light encounters an obstacle means any object in its path, it stops traveling. It does not take a turn and bend around and goes the obstacle. It does not bend around the obstacle and travel. This means that light travels in straight line. This is referred to as rectilinear propagation of light. Now this is the property of light. So you may define rectilinear propagation of light as the property or phenomenon of light traveling in a straight line is called rectilinear propagation of light. Basically, it means light traveling in a straight line is called rectilinear propagation of light. Okay. Now, with a small experiment, you can prove this property of rectilinear propagation of light. Okay. With the help of your parents, you can do it at home also. Now, you can, if you can find a pipe which is open at both the ends, means you should be able to see through the plastic pipe. Okay, it must be open at both the ends. Then, if you take a burning candle, or if you keep a torch here, a burning candle, or a glowing bulb, or a torch, this is of course a burning candle or a glowing bulb, okay, or this you can take, okay. Now here, uh, if you take this pipe, when the pipe is straight, you can see the light. If you bend the pipe, you will not be able to see the light. This is because of rectilinear propagation of light, because the light ray is traveling straight and reaching your eye in this case. But here, because you have made the pipe, you have bent the pipe, you have made the pipe bend. You have bent it slightly. So what happens? Light will continue to travel in straight line, but through this bent pipe, you will not be able to see the light. Okay? So that is why this shows that light travels in straight line. That is called rectilinear propagation of light. Okay? Clear? Now we will learn about the applications of rectilinear propagation of light. Okay? Application application of rectilinear propagation I'll write it here. Application of rectilinear, from technical bridge, application. Now the applications of rectilinear propagation of light are three. One is pinhole camera, the second one is formation of shadow, and third one is eclipse. One by one we will learn in detail. Okay, so now let us learn the first thing, that is pinhole camera, which is the first application of rectilinear propagation of light. Now first I will take a diagram. I will show you a diagram. This pinhole camera, you can make it at home also with the help of your parents. This is a pinhole camera. Okay, the pinhole camera is an application of light traveling in a straight line. Now, what is this? Let us learn. First of all, what is this pinhole camera? Now, this pinhole camera consists of an optical instrument. What is it? It is an optical instrument. Optical means light. Optics stands for light. Okay. So, the pinhole camera is an optical instrument. Now, what does this pinhole camera consist of? This pinhole camera consists of a box in which there is a translucent screen on one side and the other side there is a small hole. Now, when you place this small hole opposite an illuminated object means an object on which either light is falling or the object itself is emitting light, then you can see the image of that object on the opposite side of the hole, that is a screen. We call it as a screen. And usually we find the image is inverted. Like here in this image you are seeing this image. Can you see this image? The candle is on this side. There is a small hole in the box. So the candle itself is emitting light. So the image of the object is formed here on the other side, inverted image. Okay, the inverted image is formed on the other side. Okay, so when you keep any object like this in front of the small hole, then you can see the image of the object on the other side, but the image will be inverted. Okay, so that is the working of a pinhole. Now, how will you make this pinhole? If you want to make it with the help of your elders at home, you can do it, but take the help of elders. You need a card box, if you have any empty card box, small black chart paper and a tracing paper. You will need glue, sharp pen and scissors. What you have to do is take the card box with one side open, the side which is open, which is the lid of the card box, and the other side is closed. Okay, the base of the cardboard, you can call box. Cover the open side with a tracing paper, okay, or a butter paper. Okay, tracing paper or a butter paper, that is a translucent paper. This forms the screen. Cut a small window at the center of the side opposite to the screen that you have made now on the cardboard box, and now paste the chart paper, black chart paper, covering that hole. Okay, now at that place where you have that hole below, behind the chart paper, then you just pierce that part with a small pin, so that you get a small pinhole. That is why this is called pinhole camera. So now your pinhole camera is actually ready. Now take this pinhole camera outside, hold the camera in such a way that it points to a, say, bright tree which you can see clearly from your window of the room, or if you cannot see any object outside the window which you can focus, then what you can do is take a candle inside your room, burning candle, and place it in front of the pinhole of the camera. Okay, small hole which you have made. Adjust the distance. You will find on the opposite side where you have stuck the translucent paper, that is the butter paper or the tracing paper, you will be able to see the inverted image of the candle. So the image of the candle will be much smaller than the real object. Okay, so always in a pinhole camera, image formed is smaller than the object and inverted also. Okay, similarly, if you can directly, as I told you, if you can see a tree from your window, you can put your pinhole camera focusing or putting the pinhole directing the tree. What you will observe in daytime, of course, you have to do this when there is sunlight. Then you will be able to see the inverted image of the tree clearly by adjusting the position of the pinhole camera little. Okay, so this activity you can do, of course, under the supervision of your elders or parents. Otherwise, this is the principle of the camera, right? So now, so what is a pinhole camera if you are asked? What will you write? Pinhole camera is an optical instrument which works on the principle of rectilinear propagation of light. Principle of rectilinear propagation of light. Okay. Now, there is an interesting relation between the size of the object and size of the image formed in a pinhole camera. The relationship is size of the object upon size of the image is equal to distance of the object from the pinhole upon distance of the image from the pinhole. Okay, so this is, in some books they write instead of size they write height of the object. It means same. Size of the object and height of the object means the same. Okay, so this pinhole camera is very useful in studying the image of the sun, particularly during the solar eclipse. So you need not look at the sun directly during an eclipse. You can study the sun and changes in it from the image formed on the screen of the pinhole camera. Okay, so what did we learn? We learned that the image formed on the screen of the pinhole camera is much smaller than the actual size of the object. The image formed is inverted. Okay, if the distance between the object and the pinhole increases, the size of the image diminishes. That means what? If the distance between the object and the pinhole of the camera, if that distance is more, then the image size also will be reducing, will diminish. Size of the image also diminishes. If the distance between the object and the pinhole decreases, image size increases. Okay. Now, if the distance between the pinhole and the screen increases, the image size increases. Distance between the pinhole and the screen increases, the image size also increases. So, if the distance between the screen and the pinhole decreases, the image size decreases. That is why if your cardboard box that you use is rectangular, your image will be much more clearer and bigger. Okay? Is that clear till now what we have done? Now you write down certain question answers that I will be giving to you now till whatever I have taught. Okay? So copy down these questions and answer the following question. You may write the questions and answers in any rough notebook or any perforated notebooks if you have perforated sheets, or any foolscap paper that you have. Okay. Is it clear till now what we have done? Shall I give you the questions or shall I revise once again? Okay, before asking you questions, let me revise once again whatever I have done with you today. Okay. Till now, I have discussed today opaque objects I have discussed. Then I have discussed ray of light, beam of light. Okay. Also, I have discussed point source of light. Then I have discussed ray of light. Ray of light is light that travels in one direction in a straight line. Beam of light, a group of light rays given out by a source of light is called a beam of light. Beam of light is three kinds. One is parallel beam of light, second is divergent beam of light, third is convergent beam of light. I have explained to you all the three types with diagrams. Okay. Then you have learned about rectilinear propagation of light. Nothing but the property of light traveling in a straight line is called rectilinear propagation of light. That you can demonstrate with this tube experiment. Okay. If you take a straight tube, you can see the burning candle, and if you bend the tube slightly, you will not be able to see the light. Okay. Then we have learnt about pinhole camera. Okay. So We have learned about pinhole camera, how to make the pinhole camera, and how the object and image are seen in a pinhole camera, and the relationship between the size of the object and size of the image formed in a pinhole camera. So that is what we have done till now. So answer the small questions that I am giving here, copy them and answer them. Okay. Definitely after the school reopens, your physics teacher will ask you to submit them and she will go through what you have done. Okay, so don't ignore the work given, write it down, it will be really useful to you. Answer the following questions. Question 1. What is meant by ray of light? 2. Beam of light. 3. Parallel beam of light. 4. Convergent beam of light. You can write in your own words. If you go through the lesson carefully, you will be able to write in your own words. Divergent beam of light. Rectilinear. Propagation of light. Okay, write down what all these words mean. Okay, and question 2. What is the relationship between the size of the object and size of the image in a pinhole camera with the distance of the object and image from the pinhole. Okay, so write down these questions. In my next class we will do more important part of this topic, that is shadow and eclipse. Okay, they are much more important concepts, so we will be doing it in the next class. Thank you children for watching. Take good care of yourselves and your family members. Stay healthy, stay blessed. Bye. God bless you.